So this is a fun project if you're looking to make an axe for a Halloween costume, decoration, or some type of cosplay thing, or just a fun side project to practice your skills. I'm making mine out of construction lumber. I like to start off by cutting a clean edge on the table saw before cutting the board down to the actual dimensions I need. I'm ripping a 2-inch chunk that's going to be used for the handle. I'm also ripping down a 4-inch chunk. This is going to be for the axe head. Something you got to watch out for with construction lumber is binding. That can happen a lot because pressure will release as you're cutting it. Just make sure you can react fast enough to shut off the saw, and when it stops, pull the board out and try again. I then cut out the axe head, and I actually don't know the dimensions on this. I think it may have been 8 inches long. I'm just winging it here, going by what looks right. Because the best part about a fun project like this is not measuring. Although I am marking out the center point so I can figure out where to mortise the handle. I then took it over to the bandsaw to rough cut out the shape. I'm going for kind of a curve here like a lot of real axe handles have. You don't have to be too accurate here because I'll be using a spindle sander to help shape the handle and the axe head further. And it really doesn't have to be perfectly smooth or precise because I'm using this for Halloween, so it actually looks cool if it's rough. I followed up with the axe head, once again using the bandsaw for this. Really pushing my bandsaw to the limits because my bandsaw is pretty small. But I was able to notch out a few corners anyway, just to get the bulk of the material out of the way. I then took the handle over to the spindle sander to shape it out until it looked more like a real axe handle. The cool thing here is by using the spindle sander, it really gives it kind of a rough, older, handmade look. I then switched to the axe head, same thing, just slowly working my way through material until I got something that looked a lot like a real axe head. I added some curves on the top and bottom of the head, and I cut the back off. I was thinking I was going to do a double blade, but I thought it would look better just single blade. Once I had those done, I was ready to mortise it together. And here's something I thought about after. Instead of trying to deal with cutting out a real mortise and working with the chisel, I could have just cut out normal holes and used a dowel to connect both pieces. So if you're looking for an easier route, maybe try something like that. Next I had to stain, just going with a black walnut on the handle and a black stain for the head. When I was finished staining, I attached the pieces, and this was all set for Halloween.